Now available in paperback and coming to Kindle Unlimited. John Haynes, Dark Succubus. The man who rules the world is tempted by a sultry succubus in this all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, Dark Succubus in paperback or pre-order on Kindle Unlimited today. Yesterday, workers at the website Vox decided to go on strike. And they say they're going on strike because they aren't being fairly compensated by Vox management or its owner Comcast, and they say that they are going on strike in order to receive fair compensation from Vox and Comcast. However, it is very hard to sympathize with the workers of Vox Media after one of the workers of Vox Media led to thousands of YouTubers having their channels demonetized and thousands more with their channels deleted as the result of one of these Vox workers, Carlos Maza. Now, when it comes down to the Vox workers, they want us to be sympathetic to their union claims of being mistreated by Vox management, but they can't see how they were mistreating many YouTubers by your Carlos Maza going out here and attacking YouTube and then leading to the new YouTube policy on hate speech, which led to the destruction of many people's livelihoods. Because thanks to this new YouTube policy as a result of Vox and Carlos Maza, which led to the Vox adpocalypse, thousands of YouTubers who were told by Google 3 or 4 years ago that they could use the YouTube platform as a way to make a living, these people are now out of work. And that's why so many people out here, like myself, are not sympathetic to these Vox workers and their so-called struggle to get better pay, better working conditions, because these individuals destroyed many YouTubers' chances of getting any sort of compensation for their hard work on the YouTube platform by having their channels demonetized, and they destroyed many YouTubers' years of hard work by having their channels deleted. Because one YouTuber who was having a history channel, he wound up with his channel being demonetized and deleted, all because of YouTube's so-called new hate speech policy, and many other innocent YouTubers wound up losing their ability to make a living on YouTube. And it's hard, again, very hard to sympathize with these Vox workers after what they did to many YouTubers in destroying their lives, because these people don't think about other people's ways to make a living. It's all about them, and they want to cry victim to everyone while victimizing all of these YouTubers out here who were just out to make a living and wound up with their livelihoods and their lives being destroyed. And when you look at these Vox workers, they just come across as very smug, very arrogant, and very entitled, because for them to go out here and announce they are going on strike after a day after the Vox adpocalypse, that's like a middle finger up at all of the YouTubers out here who use YouTube as a revenue stream in order to pay their bills, feed their families, and be able to take care of things like their rent in some cases, their electric bill. These people don't have a way to take care of themselves, and these Vox workers, probably at the end of their so-called strike, these people are going to be able to go back to a job possibly, but many YouTubers, they are going to be in a situation where they're going to have to find another way to make a living, because they can't make a living on YouTube. As someone who uses YouTube as a revenue stream, because he has had a hard time finding work and is still looking for a job 10 years after losing a job, I understand what many YouTubers are going through right now, especially those who have been demonetized, because I know a lot of those people, and a lot of them, this is the way they make their living. This is the way they paid their bills. And thanks to people at Vox, those people are going to have to find a new way to make a living. Meanwhile, these people are asking us to be so sympathetic to their cause when it was one of their employees, Carlos Maza, who cost us all a way to make a living and cost us our ability to be able to even afford the basics as related to our lives. And again, it just comes across as extremely arrogant when you really think about it, and when you find out how much these Vox workers were making at this website. Many of these people were making anywhere from $37,000 a year to $57,000 a year, and some were making $30,000 a year, and they were sitting there complaining that they weren't making enough money as writers, reporters, or editors. But what these people don't understand about the publishing business is that salaries have always been low, and that's just the way the business always was. I have been in the publishing business for over 10 years, and when it comes down to publishing, you cannot think of it as any sort of full-time job or career. Usually, most people who do writing do it on the side, they do it as a freelance thing, and they have other revenue streams in order to supplement what they are getting from that writing. Because when it comes down to writing, it's not something that has ever made a lot of money, and somebody should have told these Vox employees that writing never makes lots of money. You cannot expect to live on a middle-class lifestyle on a reporter's salary, a writer's salary, or an editor's salary, and any publishing pro would have told all of these Vox people that in the first place as related to publishing. Because again, I have been in this business over a decade now, and I know how poorly it pays. So when it comes down to myself, I understand that you need more than one revenue stream in order to go out here and do this writing. Unfortunately, many of these Vox writers, these people are extremely entitled, and they believe they should get more compensation under a so-called union contract. Well, that just doesn't happen in the world of writing, especially web writing, because when it comes down to websites like Vox, these websites are fly-by-night. They come and they go. And when it comes down to Vox, this website has been in a state of decline ever since the beginning of the year, because when it came down to Vox's and several other websites out there, they were laying off workers because people weren't hitting the website because the content was so bad that people, and that when you don't get clicks for content, what happens is advertisers don't want to advertise on your website. So these individuals going on strike is not one of the smartest decisions that your Vox workers could make as related to being in business. Because when it comes down to a strike, you need the support of the public, and it's going to be very hard to get the support of the public now that we've had this Vox adpocalypse and thousands of YouTubers wound up losing their channels. So it's hard to get sympathy to all of these Vox workers out there in their strike. In fact, most people would rather see most of your Vox workers get the Ronald Reagan air traffic controller treatment, because then they would understand why you don't go out of your way to disrupt people's livings. And when it comes down to these Vox workers again, they're sitting there talking about how they want to go on strike after destroying YouTubers' ability to make a living. And again, when you're looking to go on strike, you need to offer something that has value. And it's clear to everyone that the Vox website does not have any value anymore. And this attempt to go on strike is just as ridiculous as the attempt of Hostess Union Bakers to go on strike with a company that was losing money with every passing year and was this close to going to bankruptcy. Because I remember back when those Hostess Union Bakers went on strike against Hostess, and then Hostess, because it could not afford to stay in operation, wound up declaring bankruptcy, and all of those individuals wound up on the unemployment line. And the same thing happened to union workers with the Stella D'Oro company here in New York, where all of these union workers who were making a decent wage were decided they were going to go on strike, and the Stella D'Oro company went bankrupt, sold its assets over to Lance, and all of those union workers wound up getting laid off. And when it comes down to these strike situations against companies that are in decline, maybe some of these people need to listen to something my late father told me, and that is, a little something is better than nothing. Now, he was a union man for many years, and he understood that sometimes you have to take a little something because it's better than nothing. But many of your Vox workers, they don't understand this, and because they are so caught up in their feelings and so caught up in their ideals and their ideologues, they are only thinking they're going to get more money out of your Comcast on a dying website, when at the end of the day, after numerous layoffs, the only thing coming for your Vox workers is a pink slip. But these people can't see the pink slip because they are so caught up in their feelings about trying to get a win against the corporations that they don't see that this corporation has no reason to actually listen to their grievances, because Vox is just one of many websites, and because it's one of many websites that no one is really reading anymore or cares about, all your NBC Universal has to do is shut down that website, and all of these people and their strike complaints will be ignored and marginalized, just like the Hostess workers were marginalized, just like the Stella D'Oro workers were marginalized, and all these people at the end of the time just wound up on an unemployment line. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to help me by supporting my work on the SJS Direct imprint, like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the John Haynes series, the Spinsterella trilogy, and my men's issues books, you can head over to Amazon.com to pick those books up in paperback and ebook. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, E-Steam Goddess of. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a demonic dominatrix in this action-packed all-new E-Steam series adventure. Get E-Steam Goddess of in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.